Welcome back. We're heading further in to the palace here because we got someone who wants to have a word with us. And you can only be one person.
There's the back room.
Yes, let's go.
And we've got a sort of like security escort as well, so it's a very fancy room. So, greetings. His Majesty is waiting. Please enter. Speak with the Emperor.
Sir Rean Schwarzer has arrived.
Very good. See him in.
I apologize for calling you here like this, Instructor Schwarzer.
You didn't even prepare tea for him.
No, it's an honor to have an audience with the Emperor.
Your dances with your sister and Alphen were a sight to behold. Your skills as a lead were just as impressive as the rumors suggested. I'm sure my daughter was very happy.
Well...
I'm only joking. You've helped out Oliver numerous times. You've rescued Alphen twice. And you saved Cedric's life at the end of the Civil War. My entire family is grateful for everything you and the rest of Class VII has done. As the Awakener of the Ashen Knight, the very same one my ancestor once piloted, you have saved many lives and averted many crises.
That's just that thing I was talking about on Discord. It's very much that aspect of, like, clearly, at this point it should be obvious, that if you've got a Divine Knight, you sort of, like, can stay alive. Because we've seen that with Arian Road. We got that with Crow. And we got that with Rutger. Was that his name? Rutger? I'm trying to remember his name now. Like the Feast Dad, essentially. But he, especially, is like, did he have a knight beforehand? We don't know his full story yet. But the thing I'm thinking further back to is the War of the Lions introduced the knights, yeah? So why is only one person from that time still alive with their Divine Knight? There needs to be something else going on here. Because Drycol's died. And the other, like, princes died. But there's still the knights. And they aren't alive, and they aren't doing the translucent thing or anything like that. It's like, that's the kind of thing I want to pay attention to with what's going on here right now. Because it's very significant, and it's going to be very significant going forward, clearly.
So you knew the truth about Emperor Drycol's?
Yes, indeed. As well as the relationship between the Chancellor and yourself.
You know that, too?
Yes, I figured it out somewhere along the way. When I asked, the Chancellor didn't deny it, so I took that to mean my suspicions were correct. He and I have much in common. Both of us have lost loved ones to the foolish schemes of others.
I've heard about the Chancellor, but Your Highness?
It happened long ago. Have you perhaps heard anything regarding Oliver's birth mother?
That story.
The two of us enrolled at Thors in the same year. She was a commoner, but her intelligence, grace, and bright smile were anything but common. We'd fight at times, but eventually we fell in love. Though both of us were young, we became involved with each other. She ended up dropping out of school and returning to her hometown. Then, some time later, I found she had given birth to a boy. That boy was Oliver. I was still Crown Prince at the time. I wanted to make her my Empress. She refused. I was at least able to send one of the Vanders to guard her. My father and the lords of the four great houses had been pestering me to get married for years, but I would have hoped she'd changed her mind. However, when my father fell ill, a group of Jaegers seeking favor with one of the four great houses attacked her and Olivert. The eldest son of the Vander family managed to save Olivert, but she lost her life. My father passed on. I had lost her. I welcomed Olivert as the one ray of light left in my life and officially announced he was my son. Shortly thereafter, I married to ensure this tragedy would not repeat itself. She was the daughter of a small noble family working as a maid. Priscilla accepted my courtship despite knowing that my heart still belonged to my first love. Oliver seemed intent on walling himself off from everyone in the palace, but Priscilla was able to get him to open up. Ron accepted me as his father, and when the twins were born, he was just as happy as the rest of us, if not more so. And so, that is the messy history of the current imperial family.
I had no idea, but are you sure it's all right to tell me all this?
It's no great secret. Most of the larger noble families already know. But my point is this: both the Chancellor and I lost loved ones, but our sons yet live. Certainly a unique point of commonality, wouldn't you say?
That's true. Is that why you appointed him as Imperial Chancellor?
It's true that I felt an affinity with him. However, the most important factor was his negotiation of the ceasefire with Ouroboros. The events of Hamel wounded my heart deeply, but I knew I could not allow them to be made public. He managed to get both the four great houses and Ouroboros to concede to his terms and put the 100 Days' War to an end. And so rose the first common-born Imperial Chancellor.
Now I understand.
Now,
But in the 13 years since he became Chancellor, a lot has changed. The nobles have lost power, while he's only gotten stronger. And he's using that power to steer Erebonia in a dangerous direction. With all due respect, I don't think it's right to sit back and let him continue.
I understand your concern. Oliver's as well. Oliver is more concerned for his brother and sister's futures than anyone. In that respect, he sees the Chancellor as a bigger threat than the nobles do. However, things are not so simple. Regarding myself and the Chancellor, tragedies like Hamel, at times, this nation will make the most tragically foolish decisions. During the War of the Lions, the brothers of the royal family spilled each other's blood and pulled the nation into their feud. The history of Erebonia is smeared with blood and alight with flames, more than any other country.
He's right. Deception is an important tool in politics and war, but the thought of killing your own people as an excuse to invade another country.
As a teacher of history, I'm sure you have your own thoughts on this matter. So tell me, do you know the people of Erebonia to have a cruel temperament?
No. The people of Erebonia are sincere and value honor and pride. They think highly of martial skill, but know it is a virtue to use it only when absolutely necessary. The incidents you spoke of, it's almost as though a devil had been whispering in their ear.
Precisely. There is something in Erebonia, something which bends people's minds and steers them toward chaos. Perhaps it could be called a curse, one that has been with us since the founding of this nation. If you've read the Black Records, you may have some idea what I speak of.
The Black Records?
It would seem the Church is seeking them out, but the original writings are in the Imperial family's possession. Only those who succeed the throne are permitted to read them. They are records of the truth of this nation's history, and a prophecy of its future.
see again, going back to what I've been talking about, I don't think it's a prophecy. I think it's a prediction. A highly likely prediction, especially because people are trying to follow it, because they think it's a prophecy.
An inevitable future, no doubt. I'm certain any attempts to avoid it will only cause things to become further warped and twisted.
Yeah, that's what you assume, though, mate.
That is one of the reasons I am not putting a stop to the Chancellor's actions.
Sure, I don't know all the details, but both the Chancellor and His Highness understand the situation fully. Yet they...
And so, I plan to not avert my eyes and watch to the end.
Huh?
As the ruler of Erebonia, the empire mired in darkness and founded under a curse, I shall watch my sons, the Crimson Wings, the new light of the nobility, and Class VII, both old and new, to see if any of them can overcome the iron will of the Chancellor and light the way to a new path for this nation.
I promise to give everything I have to find this new path. Not just as a member of Class VII, but on behalf of Thors Military Academy and all its students and graduates.
You're aware that would include both myself and the Chancellor, yes? But all the same, well said.
Welcome back. I'm not sure what you two spoke about, but I trust it was well worth the time.
Yes, most definitely.
Precisely. There is something in Erebonia. Something which bends people's minds and steers them toward chaos.
Rean.
It's nothing. Major, can I ask you something?
Finished with your chat?
Your Excellency.
It would appear you want no need to speak with me about something. I can't take too much time out of my schedule, but I have a room prepared. Shall we?
We shall.
Yes, let's go. Where are you headed, Ash?
I gotta take a piss. Wanna join me?
I think I'll pass. But let me say this, don't so much as think about sneaking out.
Huh?
I admit it's a bit nerve-wracking, but this truly is a special event. We should all enjoy it together as Class VII.
Who would have guessed the pretty boy was just as big of a nag as that wild filly? Maybe somewhere along the line, I let those guys get to me.
Oh, is something the matter, sir?
Oh, yeah, I was just on my way back from the bathroom, but I noticed something strange.
Something strange, sir?
Yeah, it's just around the corner here.
I believe this will be the first time we've been able to speak one-on-one like this. Since, of course, that day 14 years ago.
His Majesty told me. General Craig, too.
So I've heard. His Majesty knows the truth of my circumstances, more or less. Craig and Van Dyke, on the other hand, only know the facts that float on the surface. They remain in the dark as to what truly happened to Brigadier General Thors Osborne.
Then will you tell me? What happened 14 years ago? Why did you leave me? Why did you leave your son? Why did you become a completely different person?
Yeah, that's the last question is the significant one for me. Like, the way he's been portrayed doesn't match up.
You trampled over everything in your way, robbed the people of their pride and independence, and planted the seeds of the Civil War. After what you did to Jirai, you annexed Crossbelt and North Ambria, and now you're planning a war with Calvard. At the same time, you're working with the Black Workshop and trying to bring all the darkest parts of the world toward the surface. What are you... No. Why are you doing this?
It sounds as though you've figured a great many things out on your own. First, allow me to commend you for not being consumed by your false hero's title. Very well. I shall start with your first question. After I lost Kasha, I left you in Ymir, and 3 months later His Majesty bid me investigate the Hamel incident. Afterward, I went to negotiate with the Queen of Liberl. The Queen agonized over the decision, but I knew she wanted peace as soon as possible. Eventually, she agreed to the terms of the ceasefire. The noble officers behind everything, led by Lecter's father, were given the death penalty, and the 4 great houses were put in check, all in a single month. In recognition of my accomplishment, His Majesty appointed me Chancellor. I'm grateful to Teo. He accepted my request not to reveal anything to you. But at the same time, it meant I had to sever my ties to both you and him. As a revolutionary, taking on the 4 great houses, I needed to be on my own. I couldn't have anything holding me back.
So her name was Kasha, the woman who gave birth to me.
Once I became Chancellor, I crushed those who opposed me, expanded our railway network, and garnered even more power. Behind the scenes, I also made deals with Ouroboros and joined forces with the Black Workshop. After the incident in Liberl, I cut ties with the Snakes and robbed them of the Black Workshop's loyalty. Then, 2 years ago, I used Rufus to fell the Noble Alliance from within. And ultimately, I stole Ouroboros' phantasmal blaze plan right out from under them.
What even is the Phantasmal Blaze plan? And what are you planning to do with it?
By this point, it's safe to say Ouroboros' goal is no different from their gospel plan in Liberl. The acquisition of Adios' treasures, the Septarian.
Yes, but they weren't after Kia.
In Crossbell, they used the false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia.
Is that sort of thing like... It has to do with the spirit veins there.
But the prize they seek is more than simply that blaze. This dark land once housed 2 treasures. The clash between the 2 of them resulted in the creation of the Great One. All the people, things, and history of Erebonia are inexorably entangled in its blessings and its curse. I'm sure you've been able to deduce that much from certain historical documents you've been reading.
What are you...
Pardon me, Your Excellency. The Emperor is calling for you.
Understood. That shall be all for now.
Wait! We're not done yet! There's so much more I need to ask! How did you survive being shot through the heart? Are you the same as the Jaeger King, the Steel Maiden, and Siegfried? Or... does it have something to do with the scar on my chest and this power I have?
14 years ago, when we were attacked, Your heart was punctured by debris. Kasha, your mother, she begged me to save you. So, I made the decision to give my heart to my son. That is the reason Crow Armbrush shot to my chest did not find its mark. I'll leave the rest for you to figure out. It's the same riddle I've given to the Ironbloods. Major, escort him back to the venue. Our gallant hero seems a bit disoriented at the moment.
And it was probably at that moment he sold his soul. Because that's the point he changed and became a different person. Which I have more to say about there, because I have an idea. He looks good though, doesn't he, Ash? Oh, hello.
A resin gun that fires gunpowder bullets? Can't be found by metal detectors. Everything falling into place like this is way too convenient. I don't like it. Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
Like, the get-up suits him quite well.
I know His Excellency isn't a normal person,
That's one way of putting it.
but I believe somewhere deep down he still cares for you.
Huh?
Myself, Lecter, Milliam, likely even Rufus as well. His Excellency has personally lent his help to each of us. It's possible he thought of us as a replacement for you.
Thank you. I'll try to sort through all this, somehow.
Rean! Instructor Rean!
I heard His Majesty called you in to speak with him?
Chancellor Osborne as well.
You spoke with both of them?
You're looking a little bit green around the gills there.
She's right. What happened?
I can't talk about it just yet. All I can say is that nothing is over yet, and something's about to begin. Once this party's over, can we all get together and talk?
Yes, of course. I think I can better explain what's going on behind the scenes now.
If time permits, I'll tell you all about my circumstances too.
We can come too, right?
Yeah, we're all in the same boat at this point.
You too, Towa. Of course. I'll be there.
Where's Ash?
Huh?
I don't see him anywhere nearby. Wasn't he talking with you earlier, Kurt?
Yes, he said he needed to use the restroom, though that was some time ago.
Clearly the food doesn't agree with him.
Is it happening?
Yep.
Lecter! Claire!
So that's how the Orphan of Hommel's gonna be used, huh? Claire! Milliam! With me!
Let's follow them.
Oh! Where is everyone headed?
Did something happen?
Please wait here. I'll go ask.
He certainly doesn't change.
But that's what makes him... him. He's a warrior with an iron will, ready to put his life on the line. It's comforting to know such a person is our leader.
Well, well. It would appear you're already fitting in as a member of the group.
Earlier.
I plan to make this announcement during the summer festival.
I can't imagine it will be easy. But knowing you, you're already well prepared.
You're too kind.
Pardon the intrusion.
You are...
Ash Carbide of Thors Branch Campus, Class VII. The third survivor of Hamel. What have you come here for?
Hamel. So it comes back to that yet again.
Yeah, and I love that about this, that there's so many events that are just as a chain reaction of that.
My left eye's aching real bad. Been that way since I was a kid. That scene is burned into it. Even years later, when I was taking care of my mom, I kept hearing the voice. Kill the vile one. Kill the vile one. The Jaegers that attacked the town were slaughtered. You executed all the masterminds. Hamel's name was wiped off the map. You're the one who let this happen, Emperor. Maybe the Queen of Laburl is just as guilty for keeping quiet. Or maybe the other two, for running away and leaving me for dead.
No.
Or even that scarecrow guy, the son of the mastermind. Hey, tell me. Who do I gotta kill to get rid of all this pain?
The curse.
Yes. This is the sacrifice from the prophecy. It is only fitting it be me. But don't aim for my heart. That won't do you any good. Aim here. It would be your best chance of killing me, if there is any chance at all.
Ash, was it? It won't work on him. He's no human. I have my doubts he's even capable of dying.
Your Majesty.
I don't want this young man's actions to be wasted. Ash, I am the one responsible for Hamel.
See, this is what I find interesting about the Emperor here. It's like, he's so blindly following the Black Records, isn't he? Believing it to be a prophecy, but again, based on what I've been thinking recently across this game, bringing everything, all my knowledge throughout the series so far, it's a prediction. You idiot.
Let your years of suffering end with me.
Why the hell would you...
Ash clearly did not want to do that.
What?
Huh?
Damn it!
He needs medical attention!
Luxonis medicurium!
Father! But Princess! Be strong, Your Highness.
Get the medics! He's lost too much blood! Be careful moving him!
No, take your time.
Is he the one responsible?
Yes. Unfortunately.
I thought we'd captured all the Calvardian agents. Is there a chance he was one of them?
A Vern Company gun made with resin parts. it would not have been found by a metal detector. Unfortunately, I cannot deny the possibility.
It's the end of Chapter 4, everyone. We'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.